What is up? What is up, everybody? It's Mark the Mike, and it's another the Wrestling Babble podcast by Wrestling Link. I am Mark the Mike. I'm joined by Louis Beans.
What is up? What is up?
And Happy New Year. We are in 2023. No flying cars yet. Feel
Yes.
chipped.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. You right.
But you know what? As bad as drivers are now, I really don't want them to have flying cars.
I mean,
There's going to be a lot of accidents.
how fast do you want to bring about the apocalypse?
Yeah, some people could go, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, we are back with the Wrestling Babble. The Happy New Year, everyone. And like always, we will kick off with the Wrestling Retrospect. And your pick was last week's, and you picked MVP, aka Montrez
Vontavious Porter.
Vontavious Porter. That was an interesting pick.
Yeah, just because I don't know a lot about his wrestling experience. Like I know he's been around. I know he's been U.S. champ,
So shout outs to
but
me.
like
Go ahead.
I don't
Sorry.
know.
Yeah. So shout outs to me with the opinion. He hated MVP as a wrestler.
Okay.
Like he was the reason why he stopped watching wrestling back then.
Really? Okay.
He really
That's
did not
interesting.
like his character. But then he likes him now. He likes him as the manager. He likes him like the head of Hurt Business and stuff like that. So back then he didn't like him today. Like because
But
yeah.
I could imagine. I could imagine that. But I also just see like he was all over the place when he left.
Yeah.
He was on the Independence. He
Yeah,
went to
New Japan.
Impact for a good stretch and
Yeah.
was like an authority figure, which I was like, what? I'd never even heard of that. Come on.
New Japan. He was in New Japan for a while too.
I saw that. I didn't get to see the New Japan matches. I didn't find
I
those.
think the only one I found was him versus Tanahashi.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he
Okay.
fought Tanahashi. I think he fought Naito as well.
Okay. Good stuff.
So,
Um,
so
I found his rookie stuff. So I found him as known as Antonio Banks.
Antonio. Shout outs to Morphin Cast.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just remember that.
It was Samurai. They had this one kid named Antonio, and they always said Antonio.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So go ahead. What's your first match?
Let's see. The first one I picked was actually, like I said, Antonio Banks, and this one is called Coastal Championship Wrestling, and they have a YouTube, so you can check the match out.
Yeah.
It is Antonio Banks versus Jerry Lynn, and this is called CCW Summer Heat 2005.
Yeah.
8/13/2005 it says. And so this one is definitely an independent promotion.
Yeah.
And so the reason I picked it is because he does not have that traditional MVP look. Like he does not have the bodysuit.
The Power Ranger suit.
Yeah, and the but he still has, well, he has short hair. He doesn't have the braids. Like he doesn't look like MVP. You can see it, you know who he is if you look at him, but not the traditional look. He's a giant dude though.
Yeah, he's pretty big.
And then he's fighting Jerry Lynn, who's definitely smaller than him, but like actually plays the bad guy, which okay, Merc, you know Jerry Lynn, right?
I know Jerry Lynn. Well, ECW, they didn't really have bad or good guys, and when you fight Rob Van Dam, you're always the bad guy. So I don't know.
Okay. well. So that's how that works. But yeah, he was like actually a villain, an old school wrestler villain, like teasing the kids and screaming at people and stuff.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Taking cheap shots and running away, which is like, all right. So that made the match interesting. And I was telling you, Mark, that MVP looked more technical.
Yeah.
In this match, like he was doing counters and things. Yes, he did his power stuff, but it was interesting to see. He was very good at that, and he doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So I was like, why? Interesting. But there you go.
So my first one is not just a match; it's a series of matches and story. because you kind of have to watch the beginning of their rivalry and to appreciate everything they did. So throughout 2007, I say it was started around WrestleMania time because they were both in the same ladder match, and then they ended up being fighting for the U.S. title, and they ended up being tag champions and everything like that. So I will say just the whole thing of SmackDown in 2007 of Matt Hardy and MVP. They played basketball together. They played arm wrestling. They arm wrestled each other. They tried to one up each other every single time they had a chance. Even when they tag teamed, they tried to one up each other while they were tag teaming. To be honest with you, I will say this was probably one of Matt Hardy's best tag team partners, beyond Jeff Hardy being early Jeff Hardy, because the chemistry they have of just being annoying to each other was great. So I recommend just watching their whole shit because you'll get the appreciation of them just try to one up each other every single fucking time. So
is
even
that where
as
the
a
clip?
huh?
Is that where the clip of MVP shooting hoops comes from, like
Yeah,
on the stage or whatever?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's where it comes from. And then also they fought for the U.S. title while they were tag team champions, and Matt Hardy screwed him and took the U.S. title, but they still had to be tag champions.
Okay.
So there was a lot of shit like that. It was actually really creative shit. This was when Paul Heyman was actually running SmackDown too. So SmackDown was a really entertaining ass show.
Mm.
So
Okay. Cool.
that's my one, but that's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
So your next one.
And the second one I picked, it was actually an Impact match. And let's see. This is Impact. So it's for the world title.
Yeah.
It is no DQ. It is February 27, 2015. And it is not a pay-per-view, I believe.
Yeah.
And this is MVP versus Bobby Lashley.
Okay.
So I just looked at this one because I was like, oh, they do have an actual history. I did not know that.
Yeah, Bobby was the world champ at the time, right?
Yes, Lashley is defending. Mm-hmm. MVP has a group called BDC.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Foster was in it, and Kingston.
I see people. There's a lot of people I just recognize. I see this version, I guess, has Samoa Joe.
Okay.
Has Loki.
Okay.
Has Kenny King is in it.
Okay, Kenny King. Okay.
And then, so it's interesting to see that. Like, once again, the size comes into factor, but you realize that MVP's a big ass dude, and because he's standing next to Bobby Lashley, he's like the same size. But I will say, like, here it's I guess world champion Lashley, but it's still not. I didn't think the match was as good as he is now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there was something that he was doing an Impact that was like, oh man, it was way better than what he's doing now. You know, sometimes people say that. I go, no, it was just okay.
Yeah.
But like, Lashley's definitely better now, which is cool to see. But the more hilarious thing is that every turn he is literally getting beat down. So if you go out the ring, the Sharks get you.
Yeah.
And then it has mad run-ins towards the end of the match. Like, EY comes in looking like a mad farmer with his white shirt and his beard. Who else comes in here and saves him? I think it's one of the Cowboy.
Yeah.
No, it's not the Cowboy. So at this point, Gunner was in here.
Gunner, okay.
Gunner was running wild, so he comes running in with jeans and a white tank top. And then yes, Bobby Roode comes in and saves him. And then Bobby Lashley retains. So
cool.
The experience was better than the match itself, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because having no context is kind of wild. Like, what the hell is happening? And Drew is the one who beat MVP.
Yeah.
So Drew comes in with a hoodie on and Claymore kicks him. And I'm like, what the hell? Drew McIntyre? What's going on?
Drew Galloway, I think it was at the time.
Yes, I believe that's what his name was, Galloway. But I'm like,
I think that's actually his real name, Galloway.
Makes sense.
He had him and Bobby had a big rivalry in Impact. It was really good.
I mean, none of us picked Drew, right? So I might just look for some of these Impact matches. Like, what happened?
My next one would be MVP versus Rey Mysterio. This is during 2007 when again during Matt Hardy and his rivalry. Matt Hardy
Mm-hmm.
actually saves him from losing the title because he wanted to be in for the title. But it was a really good match. This is also I gotta shout out his entrance was kind of cool because he had like the NFL like primetime entrance, like the big inflatable, like you know how they had the big inflatable helmet, but he just had a big thing that said MVP. And then the way his
Mm-hmm.
theme went with it, he came out the big inflatable thing, and it was actually a pretty good theme. He just looked like a Power Ranger, and I think that's where he got me
That's
from the
pretty funny.
most. But it was a really good match. I always hated his finisher. I didn't like the playmaker as a finisher. I don't like Randy. I didn't even like Randy Orton when he used it. I think it's a weird move, and I don't think it hurts at all. So that was my big issue with MVP. But this match was really good. Rey Mysterio in his prime as well. Rey
I would.
Mysterio just does
I
crazy
want to
shit.
add something.
Yeah,
I think Bailey fixed it
yeah,
because the way she does almost the exact same move is her knees on the other side of your head, which
yeah,
is like that's messed up.
yeah. But she does it
That's
more of a little more like a crusher though.
that's what I'm saying. It's like her
Yeah,
knees not protecting you. Like MVP, his leg goes over your head
yeah.
and he
Uh,
just drops you.
his is just
Whereas
weird.
Bailey's like he's trying to kill you. It's
I
messed
thought
up.
I thought his big boot to the corner was better than
Yeah,
the
I like
playmaker.
that. I like that. That's true.
But this was Armageddon 2007.
Okay, cool, cool. And the last one I have, this one I had to watch in parts because that's just how it was. It was MVP versus at the time, I believe the WWE champion,
Yeah,
uh, Jack Swagger.
nice.
And this is a whole feud they had. It's like it's actually a multi-part thing because the first part of the match, he challenged him to a straight up wrestling match. You know, no
Yeah,
strikes, none of that. So maybe to a minute in, he just gives up and hits it hits Swagger because he can't beat him because he's just getting like flipped and flopped and thrown around and whatnot. Because I guess that's supposed to be his specialty at the time, right?
yeah,
So that was actually pretty funny to watch. And then they go into a full on wrestling match, and it's actually pretty good.
yeah.
I have a question because I was not watching at this time. I did not know Swagger. Like, what was your take on him? And
He
like, was he good at the time? Like,
he
what
was
was it?
alright. He had some good matches. He always looked like he's like again. I don't think he's like all 100% there. Like he looks kind of doofy looking.
That's
Um,
funny.
I think I remember when JR brought him in first. JR was kind of his manager and stuff, and then they cut that really fast. And then then he started doing a lot of single stuff. He won the world championship. I mean, he won the world championship though. Like he didn't have a strong run. But he had some good matches. He had some good stuff with Sheamus. He had good stuff with Big Show. I
Okay,
don't think he was that bad, but he wasn't
I
like
got
that great either.
you. Okay, I got you. He needed some seasoning, is what you said.
Yeah.
Got you. He needed a
I'm
nice purple hat.
yeah. I'm trying to get the date for this match, but it's a weird one, and I like it because it's just a weird tag team that happened. But it was kind of a beatdown between on one sided, but it just happened to have MVP and Mr. Kennedy in it.
Okay.
So this was had to be. I'm just trying to find the date when they were tag team champions. So the date was this was 2007. Okay, yeah, we're still in 2007. Um, so 2007, Shawn Michaels and John Cena won the tag team championships, and on one SmackDown they fought MVP and Mr. Kennedy for the tag team titles, and it was actually a very fun, entertaining match. Also, having Shawn Michaels and Cena butt heads while in the match, and MVP and then Mr. Kennedy taking advantage of it and stuff like that. It was actually really fun, but it was also weird seeing Shawn Michaels and Cena tag team champions, and because they fought each other at WrestleMania too. So that was like a month before the WrestleMania.
So is HBK the the DX one when he was hanging around with Triple H? That's like the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
time period.
and they were saying that he didn't have it in him. So this is they had the whole thing of that he didn't have it in him anymore, and then
Okay.
he became a cook, and he super kicked the little kid, the little child.
He super kick. What's his stand?
No, he did super kick Stan, but he super kicked the little child.
That's messed up. Did you see the clip? People were sharing it of Vince McMahon pushing the kid supposedly down the stairs in the wheelchair.
That's fucking.
Jesus.
But yeah, it went like that. So yeah, that's my third one. All right.
Okay.
We'll get the next person and we do the wrestling retrospect at the end of the show. Now we go into the long week of wrestling, which we kind of a little late this week, so I gotta find last week's results. I did watch Raw this week, so, but we'll talk about it on the cast next week. So this will be 19, right? Actually, there was no Raw this week.
Well, no, there was a recap last week.
Episode, so we can skip that. Unless you want to talk about the recap episode.
No, because if it's gonna be the of the year type the situation, you still have to wait till next week.
Yes. All right. So yeah, Monday Night Raw was just a review show, which kind of helped because it made me more confused of my top 5 of everything. So I was like, oh damn, I forgot they fought. Oh shit, I forgot they fought. So we go right into NXT.
You almost said 2.0.
I almost did. In 2023, I won't say 2.0 anymore.
There you go.
We kick off with Julius Creed versus JD McDuggan.
That was solid as hell.
Yeah.
Surprised. Well, I'm not surprised. They're both really good.
Yeah. The Creed brothers are growing on me. I feel like they're gonna hurt themselves more than gonna hurt someone. But I just hope they kind of calm down with their hurting themselves in certain things. But other than that, that was a really good match, and I like JD McDuggan, so I hope he gets a kind of a push eventually. But it was good. We have Wendy Chu defeat Cora Jade. I was surprised with that.
Yeah, I didn't like the outcome because I still think part of the development of Wendy Chu, she needs to get beat down some more.
Yeah.
Not for nothing. She was winning a lot of her matches.
Yeah.
So like, what is she learning? Because I just wanted to point out that remember they did a whole package about why she was mad.
Yeah.
So like you gotta do that work. It just seems very convenient. It's like, well, she's mad, so she's gonna. I don't know.
Yeah.
Match was still good though.
Yeah. I give that credit. I enjoyed it, and Cora Jade, I like what she's doing. I think she's got a big year this year.
I hope so.
Yeah, Scripps defeat Ikemen Gyro.
Poor Jiro. He can't catch a break.
Nope. Got his jacket stolen.
The man stole his jacket. Stole his jacket and sat on his face.
There you go. No love.
It's messed up.
We got Lyra Valkyria versus Lash Legend.
Who the hell is she?
Lyra Valkyria? I have
no idea who this lady is. Yeah.
She was in NXT UK.
Does she have the same name?
Yeah.
Oh, so she hasn't been like some other.
Yeah, she only wrestled in UK, and it was like towards the later episodes of UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the match. She's one of those people that doesn't move like a lady wrestler. She just moves like a wrestler.
Yeah.
So she's good.
Yeah, she looks like she's gonna beat your ass.
Yes. She looks like she could beat anyone's ass.
She moves like she could beat your ass, and that's
basically what it is. Yep.
Schism defeats Odyssey Jones, Malik Blade, and Aegis Enough.
That was very fun. I gotta give them credit. Like the tag team with the sweater vest and Inoue are growing on me.
Yeah.
So Blade's got some more development for he's got to get some more I guess chocolate chips in his vanilla and chocolate swirl.
Okay.
bad playing is all I'm saying.
Yeah. We got Fallon Henley defeats Kenya James. Yeah.
Still good.
Yeah.
thought it was solid. I
I
I,
Go
I
ahead.
appreciate they gave a story to it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Um, I didn't really like the real world kind of bull with the bar and all that stuff. Like I just felt it was really terrible acting with it. But I do like Fallon Henley a lot. I think she's been growing as a better wrestler every single time I get to see her, and she's pretty too. So I kind of like what I see from her and stuff like that. I actually thought the match was better than I thought it would be. I'll tell you that much.
I think it's because the other girl, like
Yeah.
James, is not
Yeah.
really terrible in the ring. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it's like she's pretty good.
Yeah. And then our main event was Wes Lee defeats Tony D'Angelo in North American Championship, and his boy got beat up by Dijak.
He got kidnapped, or at least his negotiations failed. Is what
He had to come.
he said. He said he went in there and talked some business, but no, he did not.
Yeah, Dijak. It's an angry man. I think when he takes a poop, that's what he looks like, angry.
I don't even think he changes his expression. What are you talking about?
No, that's his happy face. That's his sad face. That's his angry
Yep.
face. That's his he's
Wakes up in
happy
the
to see
morning.
you face.
He goes to sleep with his shades on. Wakes up in the
Yeah.
morning with his shades on. That's Dijak.
So NXT, where you give it?
I give it a solid A. I thought it was good.
It was
The
a fun
last match,
show.
I thought it was the last match was real good.
Yeah, it
Like
was.
you forget how good the Don is.
Yeah,
Like I think also just because you forget that because either he's in a tag match most of the time
yeah,
or he's kind of like just a story character.
yeah.
So
So there's literal news that dropped alongside a lot of the UK wrestlers and now people from out of country. So Doudrop, Blair Davenport, Tyler Bate, and Gallus. All those in particularly, but I think there's a couple more in that name brand. The reason why you haven't seen them on TV because they've been having visa issues. So once they
really,
get that solved, you start seeing them back on TV soon.
okay, I got you.
That's some
Wow.
good talent right there. Gallus is really good. Tyler Bate is one of
Mhm.
my favorites. I like him in NXT. Um, Piper Nevins, get her back. Get rid of Doudrop.
You know what was interesting is that the fact that just on the subject of Tyler Bate,
Yeah,
we forget also that we did have some really good NXT matches with
yeah,
him and Dragunov.
yeah.
So,
Him and
jeez.
Dragonoff, and then you also had the three way with
Triple threat,
him,
yep.
Dragonoff, JD McDuggan, and Steiner
Mm,
was
you're right.
really good as well.
And
There's
Bate
a
and Steiner. That's
Yeah,
true.
Ziggler and Steiner.
Steiner's had a good year.
Yeah,
Very good year.
I don't think his matches made my list though, but he has some good matches this year.
Yeah, he's like another person I feel bad, but the only people higher up is just because they were better than they made me feel something a little bit more than his matches
I
made me feel.
agree. I
You
feel
know,
like he had a slow spot at one point. Like he was in like I felt like the North American title had a better storyline. I felt like the women's title was taking over the storylines, and like he was kind of just there. Like he had some weird one. Like I'll say the one with Joe Gacy was kind of like
it was forced. I
yeah,
think if it felt like if they had it now, it would feel better because
yeah,
I feel like what's the name of his group?
a schism.
Because it feels like Schism is finally like what it should be.
Yeah,
You know, before it still didn't feel like a complete thing. So,
yeah,
and he
I
was,
agree.
and also don't forget the time period. It was before Triple H came
Yeah,
back, and some things had to change.
yeah.
It just, yeah. So you see, so because remember when he was in the what's the name of the Deadline match? And I was
Uh,
and I was
yeah,
saying
Dying Survivor.
Dying Survivor, and I said like Gacy looked like the veteran in that match, and I
Yeah,
was like, yeah, he looked like a completely different person because the way I guess he was allowed to wrestle, maybe.
yeah.
So
I had to give credit. I actually have that in my top five matches this year.
okay,
Dying
why not?
Survivor, the women's too.
Why not? Why not?
Thought it was really good. Anyway, um, it was a good concept. Like I actually thought I had nothing but failure for it, and then when I watched and how it was executed, I was very happy with it.
The only thing I thought was that it would be comparable to War Games in that it feels like the timer was too long, but it did not.
Yeah. Yeah, because I gave him credit because everyone was fucking moving. There was like
Hmm.
no point that all 5 people were on the floor. Somehow,
Yes.
some way, someone was moving.
Yep.
So I give him credit.
Hmm.
Anyway, we go to AEW Dynamite, and this is the New Year Smash, and we kick off with Brian Danielson versus All Ego Ethan Page.
That was a great match to open the
I like the
show.
match.
Very, very good.
I did like it. Raggedy bitch. And then you had MJ in the skybox with some weird
with
doc
the
looking chick.
with what looks like a Shotzi clone,
Yeah, she
but
does look like Shotzi.
it's not because she looks like a clone of Shotzi's sister actually.
Yeah.
But I know who she is. It's just her name is not very familiar to me.
I think I've seen her in GCW.
Okay, that makes sense. But I know it's her. It's Heidi, the chick with the red hair and the paint on her face,
Yeah.
and it's the was it Max,
Yeah.
the Impaler? I think it's
Okay.
those three are like a trio.
Oh, okay.
So I know who she is. Like, okay. But yeah, like if you've seen Shotzi's sister and you've seen her, they
Yeah.
almost look identical because Shotzi has green hair and her sister doesn't.
Yes.
It's funny.
I like his sister.
Hmm.
Okay. We then go to backstage. Samoa Joe interrupts Wardlow's promo, beating his opponent before their match. Then we got John Moxley and Claudio versus Top Flight.
That was another good match. And I the one thing I noticed during this match, and maybe was it the one before? No, it wasn't the one before this. I think it was this match that started me noticing that Claudio is slightly getting pissed off at people more. If you
Yeah.
notice in the match, because he at one point he got angry.
Yeah.
He got angry, and
Yeah.
that was good. And I was like, oh, okay. Now he's got another side to him. I like it. So yeah, I like the match a lot.
My thing is, especially early in the match, Claudio should not be selling like that.
Okay, okay, okay.
Claudio's like thigh is bigger than both of them. But I like how he finished them. He just like uppercut the shit out of one of them.
Hmm.
That made me happy. I don't know. I don't hate Top Flight. It just made me happy seeing the uppercut though.
Yeah, but
I wish it was
it
on
looks
QT
good
Marshall.
seeing him like emote more during the
Yeah,
match. You know what I mean?
I like to
So
see the power to him. Like he has that power. Like showcase that. Like that's something that WWE misstep was that the full strength. You say he's the Swiss Superman, but you didn't showcase his power.
no, he did the strong
Yeah,
man stuff. That's the thing they made him
but
do.
like
They didn't make him do, oh, you can't really mess with him because he's powerful and he'll throw you through a wall type of
yeah.
deal. They just was like, look at him lift this giant man.
Yeah, like I want him to destroy people. I want like with clothesline and make him do double backflip kind of thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's how
Yeah.
it should be. Claudio's is something else. Like he uppercuts you, you should be flying to the turnbuckle.
Or just knocked out.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what happened.
Hmm.
Good match. Good match. We have Hook versus Balaam Lynx. That was
I
just an
mean, it
ass
was,
whooping.
yeah, just another man dies. But you have story
Yes, we do.
because Big Bill.
Yeah.
For some reason in my head, when I say that, I think of Bob the Builder.
Bob
It
Bill.
shouldn't be. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
The old school. But yeah. Anyway, so Big Bill comes in, hoist him up, and then Jungle Boy almost gets killed by his own his own pipe.
Yeah.
It starts scrapping with Lee Moriarty on
Yeah.
the ramp.
I did like the little the little step forward, like the step up between Big Bill and
Yeah,
yeah.
because Hook was not afraid, and he
Yep.
lifted that giant man off his feet.
Yep.
So
His giant nipples.
just leave that man alone.
We go to the
gets
best
beat.
of 7, the
He
elite
gets beat with a
versus.
2x4. I'm just saying
Yeah.
they're gonna make a Jungle Boy with a 2x4 now.
They
It's
should.
your fault, man.
Hey man, it's toys. Hey man, you can always have those accessories.
Oh man.
There were some random ass accessories that used to come with WWE figures. I don't know. They were
Yeah.
like you
That's
have Rob Van Dam with a snake. Like, why does he have a
what?
snake? He'd stare though. Just in case you need one, Rob Van Dam comes with a snake.
Why is Triple H dressed like a 1940s gangster? I
Yeah.
don't understand.
Oh, you remember the WCW Toy Biz ones that they were like action heroes? Like Bret Hart
Hmm.
had like the Hitman, like the had the target on his eye and shit.
Yes. Hmm.
I still have that
Hmm.
Hitman. I think that was like one of my favorite Hitman figures. He was like Hawkeye.
Yeah,
Oh
you
man,
know what, Mark? That's not a bad idea. Let's bring back the dumb wrestling figures. Come
I'm
on.
fine with that. Like if like well Cardona and Myers kind of like spotted that out with the Stomp in Paradise. Because I actually
Right.
had those figures too with the armor fatigues and they
But
had weapons and shit.
we have to give some respect, some RIP to Don West,
Yeah,
because you just reminded me
yeah,
that he's one of my favorite parts of Stomp in Paradise. When they had
yeah,
him as a salesman, I was like, oh, that's so good.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. Stomp in Paradise, man. That was awesome. But anyway, but yeah, rest in peace. I'm glad they gave him a shout out and even
Everybody
Michael
gave him a
Cole.
shout out. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Michael Cole gave him love during the commentary. One thing I actually like, we will get SmackDown. I'll talk to Michael Cole about Michael Cole for a bit because I have been enjoying his stuff very much lately.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we go to the best of seven, the Elite versus Death Triangle. Match number 6, falls count anywhere. When has the falls counted in the first place? Y'all last 3 matches were on DQ, no DQ matches. You act like it's something different. The Hammer's come into play again. Elite win.
I thought it was still good. I will say, haven't seen every match. They were all different.
Yeah.
I like this one. Shout out to Kenny with the Kota Ibushi shirt.
Yep, yep. And like I said, it was going to 7. I said
I
that in the
I get
beginning.
hope against hope. Mark. I
Yeah.
don't.
I could see Death Triangle winning the whole thing though.
It would be good.
Yeah.
It would feel good to me.
Yeah.
And
But
they gotta stop trying to corrupt that poor boy, Phoenix.
yeah.
He's not a bad boy.
Corrupt
Stop it.
him. Fuck it. Use 2 hammers
Stop
this
it.
time.
He's not a bad. No, leave that man.
Use 2 hammers with a double mask.
I can see Pac bringing in 2 hammers because again, Pac always gets destroyed towards the end of these
Yeah.
matches. Yeah, he got messed up.
Yeah. Match was good.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Next match, Ruby Soho and Willow Nightingale. They defeat Tame Mello and Anna Jay.
That was surprising. They won.
No,
I'm
Mello
just saying.
and Jay won.
Oh yeah. Well, you said that. I'm like, okay.
I
But
liked
yes.
Willow a lot in this match. I think she brought a lot of personality to it, and her spots are really cool. Like seeing Ruby back, but it goes into Mello and Jay. They still kind of green, and you see it.
Which is odd because I don't. How long is how long has Tay been wrestling?
She was in NXT for at least a good 4 years.
I'm just saying. Did she start all over?
You know what's
That's all
funny
I'm
is the
saying.
fact that I felt like she was getting momentum, and then they just haven't had her wrestle, and she lost the reps. Her
I guess
timing
that's
is
it.
off.
Maybe. I guess
Because
that's
when
it.
she would
But
do,
for some,
yeah,
I was gonna say, but for some reason, this match it felt a lot better than their recent matches.
yeah. I think and that's also helped with Solo and Little Nightingale, kind of like having those able to work with everyone. But
That's true.
yeah. But
That's
Melo,
true.
Melo she like Ty Con Ty Conti, she's Ty Mello now. But like when she was getting her little push for the TBS title, like she was on a roll. She was looking good. Like she was getting her timing. She was good. She was a lot. She hasn't wrestled in a while, and she's kind of going back into that. She's awkward there now.
I
So
guess
I hope she
maybe.
fix that. I like them. I just hope they fix it. Um, but I see high hopes for Will Nightingale this year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and our main event is the TNT Championship match: Warlow versus Samoa Joe.
This was different than I expected. I wasn't expected the pipe in the earlier in the show. Freaking Joe is crazy.
Huh? Oh, sorry.
No, no,
Yeah.
no. I was saying I wasn't expecting this to be the way it was because I wasn't expecting the pipe in the earlier
Yeah.
in the show.
Yeah.
So I was just saying that Joe is crazy
Mhm.
because he hit him with a pipe, and then he said, "I did this to you. I did."
Yeah.
Just like Jesus Christ, Joe, what's going on? I thought it was a good match because he made Wardlow sell the leg.
Yeah.
That's that's my 100% thing. It was like, all right, let's see if this man can do this for an entire match. I was like, he sold more than Shinsuke.
Yes, he did.
You gotta give him that credit. He sold the leg.
Yeah. I
Shinsuke
give him credit.
Nakamura.
I give him credit. It was a good
So
match. It was a high hitting match. It was a really good match.
he gave Joe a challenge. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Like
Yeah.
Joe is a hard man to give an actual challenge.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And Joe's evil.
Yes.
So
So so it was a good match.
yeah. So AEW Dynamite, where you give it?
I'll give it a B plus.
I'll go B plus as well. I thought the show, for the most part, was good. We go to Friday Night SmackDown. Impact Wrestling was also a recap show.
A best of.
Yep, yep. So we go into Friday Night SmackDown. Until we get the results. But we kick off with um the LA Knight shit was early, was in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the
Yeah.
beginning. During the conflict of LA Knights, Bray Wyatt suffered the shocking wrath of Uncle Stinky.
Uncle Stanky showed up
Yeah.
and did something this week. Okay.
So yeah, that's Bo
Okay.
Dallas. That person in particular was Bo Dallas.
Okay. Now I still think there's some trickery here because remember there was like 4 people when
Yeah.
Bray first came back. So I'm wondering if at different times do different people don the stanky mask, the
I
stanky suit.
yeah, I think the whole thing everyone's looking at the White Six, and that's like his Twitter handler is the White Six.
Oh.
So
Oh.
the four of the four puppets, then you have Uncle Howdy and Bray Wyatt himself as six. Um, hmm. This one in particular was Bo Dallas. Like the face,
Okay.
I think they changed the mask when he. I guess most likely when you wrestle, you had to get something else because something that was staying in your face, but also you could wrestle with. So that
Yeah.
made sense that they had altercations on the mask.
Yeah.
But he struck Bray Wyatt.
And he left LA Knight. LA Knight was like, I'm out of
Yeah.
here. You two can do what you want.
As much as everything is going, I think 100%. Like I'm enjoying this whole thing. Like, I'm enjoying the little Easter eggs. I'm enjoying the little, even though like Bray Wyatt has not wrestled yet, in
That's true.
particular, but he's still like it's still super entertaining. And I think LA Knight is like the perfect person going against him because he hangs in with him with the mic and everything like that too.
That's
So
true.
this has just been like very enjoyable.
I agree.
And Uncle Stanky beats up
Uncle
Bray Wyatt.
Stanky.
You got Solo Sikoa versus defeats Sheamus. Really good match.
I was surprised that he won. I mean, Solo has been on a roll, and more props to him.
Yeah.
But like, I was really expecting Sheamus to pull up. But then again, you know what it is. Bloodline,
Yeah.
bloodline interference.
Yep.
Brawl happens with the brawling brutes on the outside, and of course, Solo, not one to not take advantage, takes advantage of it.
Yeah.
Catches him with that spike. I love the spike for him.
He
I
acts like
like
he
it.
don't want to, but he does it anyway.
It was like his character always seems like he don't need it.
Yeah.
Like even in his facial expression, it's like you could do something for him right then and there. You could save him from a gunshot. And he's like, I don't need it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a good match.
Um.
That match gets the Big E stamp of approval.
Yes. Big meat, snapping meat.
Yep. And Drew, right?
Then we
Didn't Drew
go,
come out? Yeah.
huh?
Was that at the end of the show or yeah, that was at the end of the show.
Yeah, on the
Okay.
show. We got Raquel Rodriguez versus Ronda Rousey for the women's championship match. I actually thought the match was really good.
That was a solid match.
Yeah.
I still, again, Raquel's miraculous recovery. How do you break something and I'm just whatever? They got to change the names of the injuries.
Yeah. Should have sprained it and not broke it.
You know what I'm saying? Anyway, unless you can wrestle with a broken elbow, do you have experience with a broken elbow?
Yeah.
You do?
I don't know. I never broke
I was about to say.
that sprain. Yeah, you could do things with a sprain. You could do things with a tear, but like for broken, you're not moving that arm.
Yeah, you supposed. I was the one with the thought that if something breaks, you're supposed to leave it so it can set back properly.
Yeah.
So she's gonna have a messed up elbow.
It's gonna be crooked. It's gonna look like the fucking Scary Movie 2 guy.
Oh damn! She's gonna be like, "This is
that's what happens. That's what happens when you don't heal. You did to yourself."
Oh my goodness!
And then
yes, it was a good match.
After the match, there were shenanigans and the return of Charlotte Flair. Instead of saying the match for Royal Rumble, she wanted the match now. Ronda Rousey and her high horse.
No. Wait, we gotta give credit to Ronda for her bloopers. He said SummerSlam.
Yeah. She just said SummerSlam.
She said SummerSlam. So she wanted to hold the belt for long.
Like damn.
Like,
so she changed that. And then Charlotte Flair got her tricked, and for in the match, Charlotte Flair, 14 times women's champion.
You mean Nina Williams?
Yeah. So, this is my little idea that I had in my mind that I thought was going to happen before Charlotte came out. Okay. The way Shayna Baszler held Ronda Rousey, I thought she was going to choke her out.
Okay.
I was like hoping that would happen. I was like, yo, choke her out. Come on. Gotcha. Because she was holding her from the back and she was like helping her, getting her head up and shit like that. She kept putting her arm around her neck. And I was like, oh man, is she going to choke her out? Do it.
I wasn't expecting that, but I was also not expecting Charlotte. So
yeah. But Charlotte Flair, 14-time SmackDown. Well, 14-time Women's Champion.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to figure out her costume. You sent the Nina Williams to me, which made sense. I also looked at. I thought of Ivy when I saw it from Soul Calibur.
It makes I mean, Namco has a lock on blonde women and white, tall white ladies.
Yes.
So
Braun Strowman challenges Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. The ring general used Imperium and numbers to fight him. Ricochet comes for the save, nails Gunther by accident, and then fucking runs around the other ones.
I felt bad. But then again, that was probably a smarter thing.
Yeah.
To not take the hit and just keep walking like a man.
Yeah.
He just went down. I was like, oh damn.
He caught him by accident. Like I don't think it was on purpose. Yeah, he just went too fast.
No, I think Gunther did just like, well, I got hit in the head. Might as well just not move. But you know what? I like it because that's how you gotta do Braun, right? Yeah. You use the numbers game because you don't want to just fight Braun. So
yeah. And then our main event. No, he gonna fight Braun. I like the fact that Gunther is scared of Braun. I don't mind that. Because this is the biggest person he has fought.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Sheamus is close, but I think he's taller than Sheamus.
No, he's taller than Sheamus.
Yeah. Sheamus is bigger.
I don't think Sheamus outweighs Braun Strowman.
No, Gunther.
Oh, Gunther. Yeah. Sheamus is bigger than Gunther. That's true.
But Braun is a lot bigger. No, I liked it. I liked the matchup. I think that match is gonna be really good. I think Braun Strowman is bringing some extra like hype to the matches and stuff. Like he looks like he's having fun, and I'm actually excited for that.
That's true.
And then our main event, big match, John.
Welcome back.
John Cena, Kevin Owens defeat Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn.
I did not think they were gonna win. I'll tell you that much. Owens and Cena. I
Yeah.
thought it was gonna be bloodline shenanigans.
Yeah, I thought so too.
But the bloodline shenanigans did not stop them. And then when they lost the match and tried to terrorize them, didn't well no, this one they just threw him out. They threw him out. But here's the whole thing, right? It's the fact that Roman did not lose.
Yeah.
But it counts against his win-loss. So it's interesting. Because I forgot the social media put it up there. It's like it's the first match that Roman Reigns has lost since so and so. I'm like, oh.
He hasn't been pinned since like 2 years ago. Yeah.
But he also had a non-losing streak also.
Yeah. Well, the last match
it wasn't as long. It wasn't as long.
Last match he lost technically was to Seth, and then before that was Xavier.
Gotcha.
Xavier still has a win over Roman Reigns. Just saying.
Gotcha.
Just saying. Really, it was a fun match. It is what it is. You know, the movie studios are not like telling Cena, "Yo, you can't get your face fucked up." So limitations. Kevin Owens kind of took most of the thing. Roman Reigns returned the receipt to Kevin Owens as well. It was a big receipt that Kevin Owens took to the guy.
I mean, he probably just punched him in the eye. I don't think he did that on purpose.
Oh, that was a receipt. That was a full receipt for him to break, popping his eardrum. That was the full receipt, and now they're
the first time they wrestled since that match.
Yeah.
They never had no house show matches. Are you sure?
No, because Roman hasn't done house shows.
I mean, I see clips of him doing house shows all the time.
Well, Roman hasn't done them a lot lately.
You mean in between that one and this?
Yeah. There was he wasn't there. No.
Because I be seeing clips of him talking trash all the time.
Yeah, but that was like a receipt. That was 100% a receipt.
I got you.
But it was honestly one thing I give him credit. Everything was solid like at the end of the night. It was like, all right, whatever. I'm gonna give you a receipt eventually. Don't worry about it. Simple as that. They apologize and whatnot. They still working together.
I like it, but I just don't buy it because nobody's talking to these guys.
Yeah. Well, that was a mean shiner that Kevin Owens had. Because you saw, if you watched last night, you saw the big shiner in his eye too.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he had makeup on his eye for a second.
He looked like he had black eyeliner.
I thought so too. I was like, does he have eyeliner on? But yeah. It was a fun match, though. I think Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn kind of had like most of the offense of it because, again, they try to reserve Cena. They're not going to use Cena like that. And then Roman came in. I kind of liked the whole crowd participation. Cena is very loud in calling the match. Very loud.
I think that's one of the things he's known for.
Yeah. But, oh, man, he was extra loud this one. He was like, stay down. Stay down. Okay. Now. But other than that, I enjoyed it. It was nice seeing Cena back. Hopefully he comes back for something else, too. Because that would be 21 years straight that he wrestled.
I assume he would have a more reason to come back. I guess WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Have a spotlight match, or they'll start something right before.
Like Mania or Saudi.
Or if he's not in the Royal Rumble as a surprise. I mean,
yeah.
Just show up. That's it. We get no more John Cena for the year if he's in the Rumble.
You know what I will love if John Cena does come to the Royal Rumble, and then the person that comes right after him is Matt Cardona and eliminates John Cena.
Why does he have to be so mean to John Cena? I don't get it.
Because he stole his girl.
I wasn't watching.
He stole his girl. He came to killed him. He threw him off. Fucking. It's all because of John Cena.
Wait, what Kane got to do? I know the thing with the wheelchair, but what's the connection between John Cena and Kane?
Because Kane was rivaling with Cena, and Matt Cardona got kind of interfered. So Kane targeted his ass.
Okay.
He's like, all right, bet I'm gonna kill you now. And he threw.
See, I was not watching during the Matt Cardona.
Yeah, because
not that
Cardona was with
Zack Ryder era.
Yeah, he was with E. Mendez at the time.
Okay,
and
okay.
Eve Mendes betrayed him for Cena. Then she betrayed Cena as well. A lot of
Gotcha.
betrayal. A lot of betrayal.
That's wrestling for you.
Yeah, there you go. SmackDown, what do you give it?
I give it an A as well.
Yeah.
I thought it was a fun show. You got John Cena to come back.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I really did. We go to AEW Rampage, and we kick off with Trent Beretta versus Orange Cassidy.
That was pretty good. I I actually liked the outside interactions though.
Yeah,
Like I think they made the match pretty fun. The best friends getting caught by Trent. I mean not Trent.
yeah,
Chuck
yeah.
out the ring and whatnot. That was funny.
Cool.
But I mean, look, Trent is good.
Yeah,
I stopped forgetting that Trent is really good.
yeah. Jade Cargill versus Kara Hogan.
I'm surprised that the baddies kept her alive.
I'm a little disappointed with their storytelling with Kara Hogan, her just being fired and not doing nothing about it.
Yeah, but what I got in this match was that I think the baddies are starting to turn on Jade.
Yeah, it sees it because you get Red Velvet and stuff like that, but like I think you should have had like at least a Kara being angry and wanting to fight, like attack her right before the bell started and things like that. But it was none of that.
I think the one thing missing really is actually like a lack of like giving her a time to say anything.
Yeah, that too.
Like I think maybe she said like one thing before this happened.
I don't
You know what I
remember.
mean? Like, do you ever remember her like having an actual promo
Nope.
promo? No. So like, yeah, that's not. There's not that much of a reason for you to get invested unless you've seen the entire story like
Yeah.
unfold in front of your eyes. So it was like, yeah, it's not the greatest. The only thing I had to say was like, it wasn't a terrible match, but like I thought the best part was like, okay,
Yeah.
so they're done putting up with the
Yeah.
get treated like putties. Like, all right,
Well, you act like putties. Y'all get your ass
this
kicked
is
like
true.
putties.
This is true.
Y'all always gonna be putties. All three of y'all.
It's messed up.
And our main event was for Strickland versus Wheeler Yuta.
That was a good ass match.
That was really good.
That was a goddamn good ass.
I'm mad that Swerve wins a match and not for the title. Like how you fighting for? I hate when people have belts and they don't put it on the line.
Didn't he? But he just won it.
Championships should always be
Just
on the
won
line. I don't give a damn who you are. If
it.
you're
All right.
fighting in a match, your title's on the line.
Okay. Okay.
That's how I feel.
All right.
If you're in a match with someone, your title's on the line.
Gotcha.
You don't get to wrestle
Okay.
unless that title's on the line. That's just me. Anyway, AEW Rampage. Oh, also, I don't like the Spanish name they gave this white boy.
The, who gave who gave him a name? Where?
Roosh. 10. His name.
Oh, 10. Oh.
He has some like really cheesy
Some dog.
Spanish name
Something
now.
of the dog. I thought. Yeah. I was like, what? What does that mean? But
Like, why gotta be a Spanish name? You're white as hell.
well, I get it. It's
Yeah, you
being with the faction.
Yeah.
I get it.
Anyway. He's coming along. His promo was okay.
Yeah, he's not bad. Tim's not bad, but I mean, you got to get to know him now because again, he was the guy in the mask,
Yeah.
giant man in the mask. That was it. So
All right. So you gave Rampage a grade?
I'll give it a B minus.
B minus?
I had some good matches. Like the women's match was well, like those other two matches I actually liked a lot.
I'll go C plus. That same thing. I liked the two main matches. Some of the storylines in between. I didn't like the women's match. And I wish there was more to it. Honestly, if the match was like that, but I actually had the story towards it, I would have liked it. I would have appreciated it more.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. All right. we go to podcasts we listen to. Shout outs to Major Wrestling for your podcast. If you go to the YouTube, they have the Toy Drive video out with their wrestling matches and stuff they did at the show. And just check out their podcast. There's always fun stuff to listen to, and they make me buy toys all the damn time. So they probably and Ringside Collectibles probably on like 8.0 of their holiday sale. Did I listen to anything else? I listened to who was on? There was someone on Ryan Sentence that I listened to last week. Emma. Emma was on Ryan Sentence. It was good.
That was a good show. Yes, sir.
I liked it. I listened to hers. I listened to Chris Masters on Chris Van Vliet.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna be in a Royal Rumble. I'm just saying.
Masters? I wouldn't be surprised.
I saw because I've seen his post and stuff recently about him like, put me in, coach. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. And after the bell had Roxanne Perez.
Well, it wasn't. Yeah, it did. It had the 2022 the wrap up, and then it had her at the end. It was good. How's it going?
What I was gonna say? Yeah, check those out when you get a chance. I just want to give a little shout out to Shinsuke Nakamura, wrestling on Pro Wrestling Noah. He fought the great Muta in a match at the main event, and it was awesome. I actually really enjoyed the match. I liked the spraying of massive amount of mist, and Nakamura biting the green mist out of his mouth to spray him in the face with it. It was a good match. I really enjoyed it. If shout outs to that Pro Wrestling Noah that pay per view, because that world title match they had there too was fantastic. Like I kind of caught it at that match, and I just started watching that match, and that match was just crazy. They beat the living daylights out of each other, and it was so good. So I recommend checking that match out as well. Of the I think it's GCG World Championship title, I think it's called. Anyway, yeah. We got New Japan Wrestle Kingdom this week on Wednesday, so that's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun to see. But yeah, Shinsuke.
I saw they started doing the big press conference for it. I saw the promo for Ospreay.
Yeah, that was good.
That was pretty good.
That was. Really
I saw the one for they didn't say anything.
Carl Anderson and Thomas Hanga.
Oh, Tama. No, I only saw the pictures, but it was one for Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, okay.
And the guy he's gonna fight, and they didn't say nothing, and it was just like, oh, that match is gonna be messed up. I need to see that.
Yeah. Cool. Wrestle Kingdom Wednesday night at 3 a.m. I think.
I mean, probably done when I finish with work.
Yeah. I hope it was a good show. I think it's gonna be a fun show.
Yes, sir.
And now we go to the wrestling retrospect. This week is my pick, and I'm gonna go with Bo Dallas.
Okay, I have not seen anything from him other than the B team.
Nice.
I did not see him in
awesome.
NXT. I saw him in the beginning of NXT, but not when he was around the champ.
Like I loved when he was world champion because he was like, "I brought you cookies."
To who?
To the crowd because.
Really? Okay.
Because he wanted them to cheer for him. He bought cookies for the crowd, and he's like, "Oh, so you could cheer for me? So I brought you cookies."
Okay.
I liked the Bo Leave gimmick. I really enjoyed his character. He was a solid wrestler. He was like a big up and comer when NXT started. When I started watching it on Hulu and stuff like that. He had some good matches on NXT TV. He had a lot of good stuff with Neville. He had a lot of good stuff with Big E. Seth Rollins and shit like that. So he has some good stuff on his belt.
Gotcha. Okay.
And he's Uncle Stinky. Well, we think he is anyway. So that's why I
He's
picked
Uncle
him.
Stinky #2.
Yeah, or one of the Uncle Stinkies. But yes, Bo Dallas would be my pick. All right, we wrap this up. This is the Wrestling Babble podcast. Thank you for listening. Best way to listen to us is on Spotify, Wrestling Link. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch. Or Mark the Mic. Follow my TikTok, Mark with the Mic. I have a lot of figure photography and some random stuff and beer I drink. So definitely check that out when you wanted. If you wanna give me a follow, give me a follow. And follow Wrestling Link.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Make sure you follow Recycle Inc. anywhere and everywhere. That is Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. That is YouTube. That is SoundCloud. That is Spotify. And we got a WordPress, so check it out.
Yep. Peace out, laters, and always remember, follow the Jinkies.
He's hungry.
Even in 2023, you're still following his ass.
Just don't give him the sandwich.
Yep.